A very good afternoon. Thank you for watching UBC Television with me, Wadulo Mark. Arnold, this is your weekly Roundup news bulletin, the bulletin that brings you those stories that made headlines within the week, so do stay tuned. It's going to be an hours-long bulletin, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, to start off, President Yoweri Museveni this week met and held discussions with His Excellency General Salva Kiir, the President of South Sudan, at State House in Entebbe. The two leaders discussed issues of mutual interest between the two brotherly countries and border security. The meeting was attended by State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Henry Okello Oriem, the Director General, External Security Organization, and Ambassador Joseph Ochwet. The South Sudan delegation included Barnabe Mario Benjamin, the Minister of Presidential Affairs, Dr. Martinelia Lamuro, Minister for Cabinet Affairs, and Honorable Dr. James Pitia Morgan, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the International Cooperation, among others. In more news, government is to give more priority to the practice of climate-smart agriculture as a way of addressing factors leading to the environmental degradation in the country. This commitment is seen in the ongoing financial year, where US $334 million has been invested in mechanization, seed multiplication, research, as well as pests and disease control. The Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, was this week speaking during the unveiling of the 2024-25 budget strategy at an event officiated by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabbanja.
It is in this document of 52 pages that priorities for the next financial year are outlined. Inside it are details of what the 2024-25 budget strategy focuses on. One of the areas of emphasis is climate-smart agriculture. In terms of resource allocation, this is just in line with how it is being handled in the current financial year.
This has included a provision of US $354 million this financial year for the following. 1. Mechanization. US $121 million. 2. Seed multiplication and research. $47 million US. 3. Scaling up small-scale solar power irrigation. US $62 million. 5. Fisheries. $50 million. 5. Pest and disease control, $37 million US. 6. Storage, particularly of agricultural inputs and certification, $37 billion.
In doing so, the proposed reorganization of the existing resources across sectors will deliver Uganda's quest for agro-industrialization.
In conformity with the presidential directive on the realization of the real economy through industrializing agriculture. 2. Accessing recapitalization of UDB and UDC to support the NDP3 agro-industrialization program.
Good as it sounds, this may come with costs on the environment. This is why ecologically oriented Ugandans want to see environmentally friendly development.
I am sorry to say that the people of our generation, we the current generation, have been too greedy to pursue development at the expense of environmental conservation. And one day, a similar thing that has happened to Libya will happen here in Uganda, in as long as we continue to pursue development in a total disregard of environmental conservation.
Since we have provided for a certificate in the law that there must be substantial amount of money every year in all the annual budgets of government to address climate change, we want to see this happen in the next budget, because it is the only way we can help to address some of the challenges that can actually befall on our economy.
These arguments are in agreement with the theme of the budget strategy of full monetization of Uganda's economy through commercial agriculture, industrialization, expanding and broadening services, digital transformation, and market access.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big proportion of our economy is still raw material based. With the availability of a more skilled labor force and supporting infrastructure such as electricity in the industrial parks, as well as the security of everyone, our focus is now on value addition and industrialization of our economy.
Nabanja, who officiated at the pre-budget conference, says the target is to consolidate on the gains of the current financial year.
He has also challenged government to ensure that we realize a tenfold gross domestic product of US $550 billion over the next 10 years. This will require doing business differently across all institutions of government over the next 10 years. It's not going to be business as usual.
Whereas there are calls for some adjustments, both local government and parliamentarians agree that the budget strategy is timely.
We are a country, we can really fund our own sectors without necessarily depending on others. If they come in, there's no problem. We do welcome them.
The 2024-2025 financial year is the last year of implementing the third National Development Plan. This makes it imperative to take into account the midterm review of recommendations to ensure accomplishment of all the planned objectives. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you very much, Henry Okrut. Now, in more news, the Prime Minister Robin Nabanja this week warned parish chiefs against delaying the disbursement of PDM funds over the lack of capacity to handle the operations. The Premier was on Friday evening presiding over a fundraising function in Nakasongola District.
Premier Robin Nabanja says that some parish chiefs are incapable of handling PDM transaction due to lack of capacity.
Parish chiefs bawa mwana wani gache basoma na kusoma kakati ngenda kusindika ba auditor bwe mubanga oli parish chief ngomanyiti wasoma kirungi olizayininge mango duke batugenda pasiba.
The Premier was on Friday evening presiding over a fundraising function in Nakasongola District. Nabanja explained that government has sent a lot of money to districts, though it's not being utilized well.
Tebamanyi computer, tebalina kyebamanyi, baleeta abantu abatalina kyebamanyi, ate ne babateeka mu system eri computerized. I hope this is not the problem here.
Good progress, right?
No, are your parish chiefs suitable for the jobs you people gave them?
Not all, but some. And
so you see the problem is almost nationwide. We are not going to allow this, I'm telling you. Together,
the Lands Minister Judith Nabakowa assured the people of Nakasongola that government has paid some of the landlords and nobody should evict them anyhow. The members of parliament who participated at the event told the Prime Minister that evictions from lands are affecting the implementation of government programs.
Ate ekizibu kye tuyina balandiroodi bwe bazze kaakati ate bayambibwako mangu simanyi. Njagala kusaba abakulembeze abalabe muntu w'okukola nabo batuyambe basooke kuwuliriza eno kiri kitya gye tuwadde omuntu okugenda okukola kuba empenda.
Over 75 million shillings was realized in cash and pledges.
Ne mukwano gwange zawedde emiliyoni 10 zizino.
Joseph Oko, UBC.
Now, the First Lady, Mrs. Janet Museveni, this week emphasized the importance of cooperating with God to fulfill one's life's purpose and plans. This was during a book launch event hosted at State House in Entebbe. Senior Private Secretary to the First Lady, Irene Kauma, authored the book titled Destined: Discover Your Pathway to Purpose. The event attracted friends, relatives, mentors, employers, current employers.
The First Lady, Janet Museveni, has praised her Senior Private Secretary, Irene Kauma, for her firm submission to God and her daily obligation to serving the Lord.
Irene is a prayer warrior. She wakes up every day to serve the Lord, and God is faithful to those who love Him. Therefore, I have no doubt in my mind that as Irene continues to walk obediently with God, she will cross that middle place and reach her destiny as purposed by God. Irene's book is good for all people to receive wisdom.
This was during a book launch of Irene Kauma titled Destined: Discover Your Pathway to Purpose at State House in Entebbe. Kauma wrote the book during the COVID-19 induced lockdown while she was at State House Nakasero.
We pray that this message will be greatly anointed in a special way to minister faith, to minister love, and to minister hope to your children. They will read this book and find freedom and courage to break the shackles of bondage off their lives.
In her speech, Janet Museveni highlighted the significance of the book, stating that it can help people understand God's faithfulness in their lives if they choose to accept Him in fulfilling their purposes and plans.
Those tests solidify the character of the individual being tested. When that season of testing is over, the person is solid and can withstand all kinds of hardship. Trying to say through all these examples is that God will create life as He chooses. What that person does, however, with their lives is what is important in ensuring that God's purposes get fulfilled or not. God needs us to cooperate with Him in fulfilling His purposes and plans for our lives.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, acknowledged the challenges Irene faced as a civil servant, but noted that God has protected her.
But people around just take people's names. People love destroying. When you are destroying someone's name, you are destroying that which is nothing to you but everything to a person.
Irene's book underscores the message that one's path and life circumstances do not define them, and the path to greatness lies in being a servant to all.
Others. Learning to honor is the key to connecting to destiny careers. Can we learn to honor others? Can we learn to see the greatness in others? God made sure that none of us has all the gifts and talents so that we would need each other.
Her mentors, including the Executive Director of Uganda Roads Authority, Allen Kajina, and the ED of KCCA, Dorothy Chisaka, praised Irene for utilizing her God-given gifts to serve others.
And I have known her for quite a while and know that she feeds on prayer, she feeds on the word, she feeds on fasting, she feeds on worship, she ministers to people,
allows each of the gifts and abilities and talents and resources to be utilized for her, but for many others too. Irene is a person who opens doors for people.
The book also emphasizes the importance of intentional decision-making in discovering one's pathway to purpose. In conclusion, the event emphasized the continuous obedience to God as the key to achieving the destined purpose in one's life. I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Logemwa in Entebbe.
Furthermore, from this week, the subjects of the Chabazinga of Busoga this week celebrated the 9th coronation of their leader. The Chabazinga of Busoga, Dr. William Gabula Nadiope IV, the coronation ceremony were held at Namugalwe Playground in Chigulu Chiefdom, Iganga District under the theme Harnessing the Environment by Planting Food, Fruit and Medicinal Trees.
The 9th coronation of celebrations will be memorable because of the wonderful news which you all received on 7th September 2023. Upon that day, His Royal Highness and the Kingdom, upon
More from this week, the Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomonsi, witnessed the launch of Kambuka NRM Nyekundire Group in Kanungu District. Baryomonsi asked the area leaders to spread the gospel of President Yoweri Museveni of involving communities into improving their livelihoods. Details in this report.
The Nyakundura group for Kambuka sub-county in Kanungu district has been launched this Saturday. The group, bringing together all NRM supporters and well-wishers from the entire sub-county, is to put emphasis on development.
Government ya Uganda tino kweri kwija kuba ne yambo omuntu mwamutarabiro mu kweterana. So kubasha ziremo bashamo kugira ngo bakore nyekundire ko kuba yikozire nyekundire cyayereka ngo government ne ija kwanguha yaba ne baletera most like nk'ejyo kubayamba.
Oh yes, this is a very nice law because this is a very good mobilization because people have mobilized themselves without any efforts of anybody.
The launch has been hosted at Zoromo Primary School grounds in Kambuka sub-county with the Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Bayomusi, gracing it as the chief guest.
Nyekundire means volunteering. They come up on their own, organize, and as part of mobilization, they launch the groups sub-county by sub-county, and we have been doing this. And today we are launching Kambuka sub-county Nyekundire group so that they can mobilize NRM supporters, but also recruit those who are not NRM to come into NRM.
Bayomusi, who serves as Kinkizi East Member of Parliament, pledges full support towards the initiative.
But I also support them to make sure that they form these organizations, have them registered, and also give them some seed support in terms of financial assistance to get out of poverty.
This is the third Nyakundura group launch in Kanungu district.
Mobilize people to participate in development programs, embrace programs like PDM, Yoga, so that they can liberate themselves out of poverty and create wealth. So that's the message which we are passing on to the population, that they should participate in these wealth creation government programs which are aimed at ensuring that everybody gets part of the money economy.
During this launch, Bayomusi, who on the other hand serves as the vice chairperson in NRM in charge of Western Uganda, received new party supporters drawn from the parties of FDC and NUP.
Ata abantu binje bakaranza baleba ngu ebibine bindi nebyo kuba buzabuza baleba ngu tino kolija kutunguka wabo tajoiningire ruling party.
The government is doing it to make sure that everybody gets registered. We are in a rural area, but we have tap water, national water. Yeah? We didn't have roads, but now on every cell there is a road connecting the cell.
As a starting point, Minister Bayomusi contributed close to 10 million shillings to the session. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Furthermore, Hoima District this week voted into office a new district chairperson, having lost the previous chairperson, Kadiri, in a road accident. The voting exercise was marked by a low turnout due to a heavy downpour for most of the morning. Details in this report.
Vote casting in Hoima LC5 by-elections ended at 4 p.m. and counting kicked off in all the 173 polling stations across Hoima district. The race is tight between the NRM candidate Uthman Mugisa Mbarak and an independent candidate Savannah Muumuza, who is the former NRM chairman, Hoima district. The race has 5 candidates in total, including the NRM candidate Uthman, who voted at Duoli Church of Uganda Primary School polling station.
I've been moving around and I take this opportunity to extend my sincere gratitude to the people of my district for the love and support they have showered me with ever since I began my campaign rallies. I have so much hope in them that even today it will be a day of victory for us as the National Resistance Movement Party.
Other candidates include that of National Unity Platform Moses Aguda, FDC's Patrick Mosinguzi, and 2 independents.
From Kambuka here, and they saw the vehicle of RDC. I don't know what the roles the RDCs are playing in this by-election, because their movements, they are trying to move around. I don't know. RDCs from different districts.
Earlier, the voting process was largely disrupted by heavy rains in the morning hours that saw a low voter turnout. Most polling stations delayed opening because there were no required 10 voters at the polling station by 7 a.m. to witness the opening of the ballot materials.
They rained for 2 hours, in fact. We have been there, even not starting with elections because of rain. So the challenge for today on my side, it has been rain.
However, according to the Electoral Commission spokesperson Paul Bukenya, the voting process was peaceful with no major incidents.
Handle the rain issue, but the rain has stopped. Kind of, it's still drizzling. But I think our teams are reporting that polling has picked up, and we will be monitoring how it progresses. Other than that, we do not have any incident reported here at our, any major incident reported here at our complaints desk, other than just issues that are managed. We want to troubleshoot a machine or things like that, which are easy things that have not stopped polling anywhere.
The results are expected to be announced by the returning officer Hoima District Merab Kasande later in the night. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Hoima.
After 18 months of Operation Shujaa, Uganda People's Defense Forces, the UPDF, embarked on a rehabilitation program for the captured ADF combatants and rescued victims. The move was towards a reintegration and reuniting process of the abductees with their families. The UPDF works in partnership with Bridgeway Foundation, a non-government organization based in Kasese, to transform the ADF victims from the trauma they went through during the time they spent in ADF captivity in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo jungles.
The captives include young girls and boys that were recruited in general areas of North Kivu and Ituri provinces. Operation Shujaa Commander Major General Diko Lum says the captives were rescued from ADF camps during fighting.
ADF has really been dealt a big blow. We have done a lot of achievements, we have got a lot of achievements. But today specifically, we are here to witness a few of those who have been captured in the fight during the Shujaa operation, where we captured a few of them as ADF soldiers, where we rescued women and children. But today, we were trying to bring back those we captured in the directions of Uganda and those we had captured taken to Uganda. We are now trying to hand them back to the Congolese government. And especially through my counterpart, General Kasongo, we are trying to give them back those we picked. And General Kasongo also, he had those Ugandans who were captured in the operations there, so they brought them back to us. We are not doing an exchange program. I repeat, we are not doing exchange. We are taking back Ugandans to be rehabilitated in Uganda and the Congolese to be rehabilitated in Congo so that they are integrated into their communities. That is what we are doing.
The Congolese nationals were handed over to Major General Kasongo Maroba on behalf of the Congolese government.
22 sont venus de l'Ouganda, 11 femmes et 11 hommes.
On the other hand, the Sector Commander Benin Territory, Major General Kasongo Maroba, also handed over 8 captives to Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF. Among the captives rescued were 7 Ugandans and 1 Ethiopian national.
They are 8 in number. who have been brought from Beni. I'm sure you have looked at them, how they are well kept. These are people who have been in the bushes with the ADF. They are well kept, well looked after, and today we are trying to see how we can reintegrate them with their family members. Yeah, those are the numbers.
Operation Suja Commander Major General Diko Lum says that it's a matter of time before the ADF is defeated because the joint forces have captured all ADF camps and restored sanity in Eastern DRC.
The two countries of Congo and Uganda, the two militaries of Congo and Uganda, it is definitely an important aspect of the population in these two countries to give us information. Because these children, these women who are being abducted against their wills. So it is our work as FRDC and UPDF to ensure the population get us to get any information about these activities.
Haruna Mtesasira, UBC.
Furthermore, Uganda Police this week suspended the National Unity Platform mobilization campaigns with immediate effect over breach of guiding laws for the public gatherings. Fred Enanga, the police spokesperson, while presenting a statement on behalf of the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Major General Geoffrey Tumusime Katsigazi, he says that the persistent undermining of public order management laws on gathering by the UN NUP leadership is likely to cause unrest in the country.
Police have pointed on the deliberate breach of guidelines on the public gatherings as a basis for the suspension of the National Unity Platform mobilization campaigns across the country.
Of the above blatant breaches of the guidelines, the activities of the NUP are immediately suspended. This announcement is a follow-up to our communication of the 12th of September 2023 to the NUP leadership, halting the planned mobilization activities and opening of offices until such a time that they are ready to comply with the guidelines and rule of law. We are sending this strong message that our country, Uganda, will not wait for its villages, towns, urban centers, and cities to burn before taking action to protect its citizens and property. We are going to put an end to the mob mentality, bullying and intimidating tactics of NUP radicals against innocent civilians and law enforcers.
In the statement by the Deputy Inspector General Police, Major General Geoffrey Tumusime Katsigazi, presented by the police spokesperson Fred Enanga, NUP was prohibited from conducting processions, unregulated rallies, and other acts which incite violence.
We are going to put an end to the mob mentality, bullying and intimidating tactics of NUP radicals against innocent civilians and law enforcers. We have very robust plans to uphold rule of law in liaison with other stakeholders and will respond appropriately against all perpetrators of violence that can lead to civil unrest throughout the country.
Police have pointed out NUP rally in Luwero, where party President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu made sectarian utterances and other forms of hate speech.
Furthermore, in Kasana Luwero district, the mobilization activity was used to incite violence, promote sectarianism, make illegitimate calls for the removal of an elected government.
Kyagulanyi is accused of defamatory statements against the person of the President of the Republic of Uganda.
And issuance of defamatory statements against the person of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda.
Police have also stopped the Forum for Democratic Change National Chairperson Waswabirigwa from organizing an extraordinary delegates conference. This follows a letter from the party Secretary General Nathan Nandalama Fabi contradicting Birigwa's planned conference.
The Secretary General FDC and the National Chairman Forum for Democratic Change to reconcile the party position or seek resolution from the courts of law to avoid likely open conflict and possible clashes. Police will therefore not be ready to provide the required security for the event until the party position is harmonized.
The ongoing situation in the political parties has put security organs on tenterhooks over protecting Ugandans who are being led by different political groups. Abdul Nasser Lubwama and Lydia Chomukama for UBC.
More news, the stage was set, the anticipation was palpable, and the crowd was buzzing with excitement this week as the much anticipated music battle between Cindy and Shiba Karungi was about to begin. As the clock struck midnight, the rules of the battle were announced. Cindy would take the stage first, followed by Shiba, each artist given 2 rounds to showcase their talent. The MC, in his authoritative tone, commanded the audience to make some noise.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo? No. Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant code.
Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real.
Still, I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Joko, I thought I was one of your friends.
You are,
but you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief, and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government, designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Uncle, you should see London.
Oh, my boy. This has been 5 years. You should see Uganda.
Yes. Uncle Marcus, this is my former school.
See, soon there will be more than 1 million children learning like this for free.
This is impressive. Do you even have connection out here?
Well, we have 100% 4G countrywide.
Okay.
We even have 5G too.
That's approximately 700 billion Uganda shillings in tax, making Airtel one of the largest corporate income taxpayers over the last 5 years, helping build a better Uganda.
Today your son saw our new Uganda.
Thank you, Uganda, for imagining it with us and making us the fastest growing telecom in the country over the past 5 years.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News, broadcasting from Nile Avenue. This is the weekly Roundup edition, the bulletin that brings you those stories that made news within the week. In the world of business, in the heart of Lugala Trading Center, Rubaga Division in Kampala, a shoe manufacturing company known as Jora Shoes Limited has been steadily contributing to Uganda's import substitution strategy. Founded in 2010 by a visionary named Yoram, the company has grown from humble beginnings, sourcing locally produced leather to craft a diverse range of shoes for people of all ages and genders. I had a chance to meet with him. Atuhamiza Yoram's journey towards establishing Jora Shoes was inspired by a chance discovery in his garden of a worn-out shoe that he repaired and wore with pride. However, it was during his tenure as a teacher that his life took a new direction, fueled by his passion for footwear.
At the school where I was teaching, they needed to buy shoes. And someone delivered the shoes. We got them and I was like, hey, you mean these shoes can be made in Uganda? The person was like, yes. So I got his number. And at some point, one time I was in Kampala, I landed on a gentleman. I got his contact again. By then I didn't have a phone. That was 2007. So when I got his number in 2010 where I was teaching, they told me they needed shoes. I was like, hey, I have someone who can make these shoes for you. I came, I talked to him, and he was able to sell to me the shoes. I took them. I was like, I think this is something that I can do.
One vital aspect of Jora Shoes' commitment to local sourcing is its partnership with Kawumu Tannery. This tannery, commissioned by President Yoweri Museveni in October 2022, provides the essential raw material, leather, which Jora Shoes transforms into high-quality footwear.
The leather which we use, it is quite expensive. It's not cheap when you compare it with the synthetic leather which is imported from China or elsewhere. Then the other thing is also the soles, because some of the soles we also import them. So those constitute the biggest cost of Jora Shoes.
Jora Shoes has adopted a strategic marketing approach targeting bulk consumers, such as schools that purchase sizable quantities to supply their students and make a profit. Over the years, the company has expanded its operations, employing over 20 full-time staff members. Companies like Jora Shoes are going out of their way to produce products that were formerly heavily imported. But to what extent are they benefiting from the import substitution incentives?
The criteria and the requirements they need for you to be able to qualify, they are so high.
And like such loans, I'm not kind of person who runs for loans, given my background, because I would want to get a loan when I know it is going to be repaid in this way. So we have grown organically, we have never gotten anyone's loan, we have used our own money.
As the workforce has grown, so has the complexity of managing the business, requiring careful economic decisions to ensure its sustainability.
At the start it was easy because we had very few workers, but now you need money. There has to be constant production, short of which they will be seated and they will not be working, and you'll be making a loss.
Despite the company's success, Jora Shoes faces challenges, particularly in dealing with inconsistent, costly electricity supply. These issues, coupled with substantial tax expenses, have led to the fluctuations in production capacity. On good days, the company can produce up to 300 pairs of shoes, but this output can be influenced by fluctuations in demand. Jora Shoes stands as a testament to the potential of import substitution in Uganda's economy. As the company continues to grow, it remains an example of how small industries can play a significant role in economic development, even in the face of challenges. Wadulo Arnold, UBC News in Rubaga, Kampala. And Loro Sub-County residents in Uganda District want women and youth to be prioritized in parish development money, as it will help improve lives of people and end insecurity in the area. Locals said this during the commissioning of Loro Livestock Market, which they say has reduced domestic violence among women, and many reformed warriors can now educate their children.
Residents of Loro Sub-County in Amdat District are calling for focus on women and youth when allocating for parish development model funds. They believe that directing resources towards these groups will greatly enhance the quality of life for the community and contribute to ending insecurity in the area. This sentiment was expressed during the inauguration of the Loro Livestock Market, which has already shown positive impacts on the local population. Previously, animals were sold in the bush, resulting into limited revenue collection links per market day. However, with the construction of the Loro Livestock Market, revenue collection has risen significantly to over 800,000 shillings per market day.
Child is studying now in Kampala. I sell only 2 cows, and it's enough to go to school. But before, you sell 10 cows. But nowadays, because of this market, they has brought the price of the cow to be very important. 300 to 500 cattle. Then when we talk about goats, we have between 300 to 600. When we talk about sheep, we have between 200 to 300 sheep on a weekly basis.
Our sub-county, you can see, there's a big change in Loro sub-county. A very big change it is there. There are so many buildings, even our warriors here, they have known about business. You can see even a warrior now building a permanent house. That means this market has shown something very wonderful to the community.
Even this car, when you take that car, is the car for the warrior. So it's exchanging money. From there is now exchange rate like Malaba here.
The positive effects of the market extend beyond economic gains. Residents have reported a decrease in domestic violence as many women have gained financial empowerment through the market. Furthermore, the involvement of youth in cattle trading has contributed to a reduction in overall insecurity in the region.
Beat women, violence against women. But now men are no longer beating the women. And women have already known about business as men. Nowadays even men come back home with the kavera, food for the children, even educating the children.
So because these youths are like, they have become middlemen and brokers in the market. So it is now their employment, self-employment.
Papers, like driving permits. So there is no cow to sell minus any document. So they reduce stealing.
Despite these improvements, the community emphasizes the need for government support that prioritizes youth and women in the parish development model.
To give to women mostly and youth to avoid inconvenience, even this is stealing the cows. You know, when you are poor, you feel like doing something very bad. Even marriage, This market has done something good because now they can even sell their goats, sell their cows, and get the cows for marrying.
That they can also increase more money. They also give the youth and the women in case so that they can help again to support themselves and evolve their businesses and change their lifestyle.
The Loro Livestock Market, funded by the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda and the European Union, has become a hub of economic activity, attracting business people from various regions, including Kampala, Mbale, Jinja, South Sudan and Kenya. The market is equipped with essential facilities such as a weighing scale, animal watering point, and a revenue office. The commissioning ceremony of the Loro Livestock Market was attended by officials from European Union, the Ministry of Local Government, district authorities and local residents.
Yeah. We need the young girls to go to school to replace us who are growing old.
The market has not only improved economic conditions, but also contributed to reducing domestic violence and insecurity within families, making it a significant asset to the community. Mary Namkose, Maureen Iga, UBC News.
Yes, and that brings us to the end of our weekly Roundup News Bulletin. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Do join us later on at 10 p.m., 8 p.m. and also other news languages will be at 7 p.m. and 6:45 p.m. Thank you for joining us. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and have a lovely afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.